Welcome to The Explainer. So, today we're going to do more than just talk about a problem. We're actually going to break down a real, practical framework for escaping a system. A system that, let's be honest, a lot of us feel is totally broken. You know the one. It promises you security, but what it often delivers is just stagnation.
All right, let's just jump right in with a number. And it's a pretty staggering one, 93,000. So what is that? Well, that's how many highly qualified people, we're talking postgraduates here, applied for just a few low-skill government jobs. Jobs that only needed a fifth-grade education. Think about that. This isn't just some random statistic, it's a massive red flag, a symptom of a much, much bigger problem. And that huge problem, it brings us to the first big idea we need to tackle today, what we're calling the education trap. It's this crazy idea that the very system that's supposed to set us up for the future is, well, it's actually chaining us to the past. I mean, just think about the advice we all get, right? Get good grades, get that degree, get a safe job. Sound familiar? But here's the kicker. That whole playbook was written way back in the 1760s, during the Industrial Revolution. Its whole purpose was to pump out obedient factory workers, not innovators, not creative thinkers, the exact people we need today. It's become a trap, and it's funneling millions of people into a life of debt and just feeling stuck. So it's super easy to feel trapped, right? But to find the escape hatch, we've got to understand the lay of the land. We need to look at the money map. Where is all the wealth actually going? And is that ladder to success we hear so much about, is it even real anymore? Okay, so the numbers here they're pretty mind-blowing. We've all heard that phrase, the top 1%, right? Well, the data backs it up big time. Get this, just 1.1% of the entire world's population holds almost half of all the wealth. Meanwhile, the bottom 52%, we're talking over 2.8 billion people, are left sharing a tiny, tiny slice of the pie, just 1.2%. Yeah, looking at a chart like that, it can feel completely hopeless, can it? It's so easy to just throw your hands up and say, the game is rigged, there's no point. But, and this is a huge but, if you dig a little deeper, if you look past the scary headlines, there's this hidden story, this incredible trend that almost nobody is talking about. And this next number, this is that hidden story. 277 million. What's that? That's the number of people who, in just 6 years, managed to climb into the upper middle wealth tier. And we're not talking small jumps here. We're talking about people with assets between $100,000 and $1 million. 277 million of them. Let's just put that growth into perspective. In 2016, there were about 365 million people in this group. Fast forward just 6 years to 2022, and that number ballooned to 642 million. I mean, that's not just growth. That's a massive, unprecedented wealth shift. It's proof that moving up isn't just a fantasy, it's happening right now, on a scale we've never seen before. But, and this is key, it's not happening the old-fashioned way. So that begs the question, right? What in the world is driving this? What's the engine behind this historic shift? Well, the answer is pretty simple. We are living through a brand new revolution. It's just as big as the Industrial Revolution, but the rules of the game, they've completely changed. See, back in the industrial age, everything was about capital. To make it big, you needed a ton of money, you needed factories, you needed the right connections. But this new digital age, it's totally different. It's built on one thing: skills. The biggest barrier to entry isn't how much money your family has anymore, it's your own desire, your own ambition, and how hungry you are to learn. I really want you to let this sink in. All the old excuses, they're gone, wiped out. If you have a smartphone in your pocket and an internet connection, you literally have the tools to build, to create, and to earn. The biggest thing holding people back right now isn't money. It's not resources. It's that old mindset, that pre-programmed voice in our heads that says we have to play by the old rules to win. Okay, so it's one thing to know this huge opportunity is out there. It's another thing entirely to actually grab it, right? So let's get down to business. Let's get practical. Here's a 4-step framework you can actually use to navigate this new digital world and, build your own paths to freedom. We call it the ESPL framework. That's ESPL: Explore, Skill Development, Pilot Testing, and Launch. Now, I want to be crystal clear about something. This is not some get-rich-quick nonsense. This is a real roadmap, and it takes real dedication. We're talking about a 3 to 5 year journey of serious, focused work, but it's a path that has been proven to work, a path to becoming truly self-sufficient. So, step one, explore. This is all about breaking free from that old, rigid idea that you have to pick one career path for your entire life. No way. The goal here is to play, to experiment with a bunch of different things until you find something where you actually enjoy the process of working hard at it. You have to fall in love with the grind, with the practice itself, not just the idea of success at the end.
All right, once you've found that thing you love to work on, you hit step 2, skill development. And this has to be relentless. Your mission is simple. Become one of the best in your little corner of the world. And you know what's amazing? The resources to do this are everywhere, and most of them are free. Start with YouTube. Seriously, master the basics. Remember, when you don't have money to invest, you have time. So invest your time in learning. Then, and only then, once you start making a little money from it, should you think about paying for advanced courses.
Okay, now for step 3, pilot testing. This is so crucial. A skill is totally useless if it's a secret, right? You have to put your work out there for the world to see. Build some kind of online presence, share what you're doing. And look, the goal here isn't to go viral or get millions of followers. Not at all. The goal is to build a portfolio, to create proof that you can do what you say you can do. So when that perfect opportunity comes knocking, you're ready. You have something to show that. And that brings us to the final step, launch. This is where it all comes together. You take those skills you've been developing and testing, and you package them up into a service or a product that solves a real problem for real people. And how do you find those people? You use that online presence you've been building. That's how you find your first clients, your first customers. And slowly but surely, brick by brick, you build the foundation for your own financial freedom. Okay, so we've talked about the education trap. We've seen the absolutely massive opportunity that's happening right now in the digital age. And we've walked through a real 4-step plan to actually do something about it. So what's the one big thing you should walk away with?
It really all boils down to this one simple, powerful truth. No one is coming to save you. Not the government, not some lottery ticket, nobody. The life you want, only you can build it. The responsibility is yours, but you know what? So is the power. This whole thing is about taking complete, radical ownership of your own life and your own future. Look, the roadmap is right here. This opportunity, this digital revolution, it's not some far-off future thing. It is happening right now as we speak. A totally different life is genuinely possible for you in the next 3 to 5 years. So the only real question left is for you. When are you going to start?